Hello and welcome to the New Times News Weekly Review, where we highlight the main stories that trended most in the course of the week. Going forward, we'll also be picking that one story that dominated headlines in the course of the week and shed more light on it with the help of our journalists who reported about that story and even at times invite analysts. I am Levi Mutanganchu. As we kick off our review, the case involving 21 terror suspects has been adjourned to February 26th to allow judges time to deliberate on a jurisdictional objection presented by Paul Rusesabagina, one of the suspects. Rusesabagina said that the court did not have jurisdiction to try him, saying that he was a Belgian citizen who had renounced his Rwandan citizenship. Meanwhile, during the hearing, one of the accused, Calixte Nsabimana, also known as Sankara, challenged Rusesabagina, saying that it was shame that he claims not to be Rwandan, yet he was agitating to be a Rwandan president. Now, as we proceed, a cabinet meeting held this week resolved that effective Tuesday, February 23rd, all schools in Kigali and places of worship will reopen. Since January 18th, schools in the capital have not been operating, a decision that was taken to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Other changes include extending the curfew by 1 hour, allowing people to make movements between 4 a.m. and 8 p.m. Now, in other news, the World Football Governing Body FIFA's president Gianni Infantino opened a regional football office in Kigali. FIFA's regional office in Kigali will have the mandate to coordinate all its related activities in specific regions, provide strategic guidance to regional member associations, and provide recommendations to FIFA headquarters for development support in the region. Thanks for joining us again. As we had mentioned earlier, going forward, we'll be picking that one story that dominated headlines in the course of the week and invite one of our reporters and even analysts to shed more light on that given story. Joining me today is Emmanuel Ntirenganya. He's one of our colleagues here at the New Times. He normally reports about stories related to the parliament, and he's here today to shed more light on the story that we'll be telling you. Thanks, Emma, for joining us.
Thank you, Ravi.
Yeah, he will be helping us to understand a story that, of course, came out this week of the Rwandan Parliament responding to a resolution that had been issued by the European Union Parliament. Of course, this is all around the case of Paul Rusesabagina, who is being charged with terrorism-related charges. Emma, you're the person who followed this case, whether the resolution issued by the European Parliament and also what the government of Rwanda, the Parliament of Rwanda, responded in this regard. First of all, for people who don't even know what the European Parliament wrote to the government of Rwanda, what were the main things in that resolution of the European Parliament?
The European Parliament's resolution on Paul Rusesabagina was expressing concern that the European Parliament did not have hope that Rwanda will dispense fair justice to Paul Rusesabagina. And another issue that they expressed is that he was arrested illegally and that Rusesabagina was subjected to enforced disappearance. So they wanted the government of Rwanda to explain the disappearance of Paul Rusesabagina.
A few days ago, the Rwandan Parliament also issued a resolution that responds to what the European Parliament had, of course, issued some 3 days ago. Now, can you explain to us or highlight the main things that were in that resolution of the Rwandan Parliament responding to the European Union Parliament?
The Parliament of Rwanda said in that resolution that Paul Rusesabagina is armed group, which is FLN, this National Liberation Front. The attacks reclaimed lives of people. 9 people died, while many others were severely injured. So parliamentarians in Rwanda are saying that this attack should not go unnoticed. whoever is responsible should be held accountable. And they said Paul Rusesabagina claimed responsibility on behalf of his FLN. So, the Rwandan parliamentarians were dismayed, actually, that the European Parliament resolution did not condemn such attacks that claimed lives of Rwandans. Another point, they said, for the worry of European Parliament that Paul Rusesabagina will not get fair justice in Rwanda. The resolution of the Rwandan Parliament said that Rwandan Constitution grants rights to fair justice to any accused person.
Thank you very much, Emma. I think now we have the overview about what was in the resolution of the European Union Parliament and what also the Parliament of Rwanda responded in this regard. And this marks the end of this week's New Times News Weekly Review. We thank you very much for being with us. Join us again next week as we also take a look at the stories that trended in the course of the week that we're going to start. I am Levi Mutanganshuru.